Well, hello all and welcome back again to Red Blue Gaming. I have no paint water, so I'm going to have to deal with that in a second. I picked up the new chapter approved mission deck for 25-26, so I've just been live on YouTube going through that, which I did have a few people drop in, so those who dropped in and said g'day, thank you so much. Hope you had a wonderful time. Cheers for dropping in. We are making a racket over here. We picked up a couple of colours to mess about with because colours are colours and they're always worth having. And then over here to my, in my hand currently just off screen when I managed to get into it, will be the final lot of crisis suits. Oh, here they are. So we'll be able to build them. Well, that'll give us 9 of the models required to be built. So we might actually just quickly sort some stuff out. We're going to paint the rim on that black. We're going to get our models out. Lovely. Get rid of some stuff. Dropped a couple of bits on the floor, which is funny. It's all stuff we're not going to need and can be packed away. A book, we know how to put these guys together, so we'll be able to rip into it pretty quickly. There's our 3 bases over there. I'll actually get into this at 100 miles an hour because I can actually find a way to get into these. Oh, there we go. We're going to get into these guys once we've actually we're not going to blue tack. The thing is, we're not going to blue tack them down again because I like the ability to actually fiddle with these guys while they're in separate components. So let's crack this out of there, and we'll also get that to one side ready to go for working on. But right now I'm going to try, seeing as I haven't got a paint pot laying around, which I'm going to have to jump up and grab just after I put the black on the base of this crisis suit. And as I said, this will give us 6 of 12 required crisis suits. They did. I didn't really get a chance to chat about that while I was doing that kind of unboxing on the new mission cards. Games Workshop brought out a new, let's sit that there, and with the magic of editing, I'm going to be back in a second. There we go. Pat of water, lovely. Yeah, with the magic of editing, I ran away and got what I needed and came back. But we're also looking at the fact that Games Workshop made some changes to the balanced data slate. Obviously came out and changes were made. Things got a little better, things got a little worse. But all in all, possibly it fixed a few issues. I couldn't tell you exactly if that's the case or not. We're going to right now rip into building these bad boys, so we'll build and talk while we go. Where are we at? What do we need? 6 and 7. So let's find 6 and 7 on here. There is 6. And where is 7? Well, I'll be. I can't even tell you. But they made some changes to the data slates, gave some factions a boost, other factions copped a little bit of a slap, and they brought out a couple of new detachments. Nothing major in terms of what is affecting me with Tau, apart from having my stealth suits go up to 80 points a pop. There was a little bit of word adjustment in how things read for the detachment in terms of just clarifying what happens with the models. And then 38. One second. There's some special ones there, is there? Doesn't really matter to me. Anyhow, sorry about that. Just a quick little look off into the distance of what is going on here. Oh, I'm not sure. So they made a few changes to a few of the missions, which we saw in the mission decks, which I've done a live video about. They made a few changes to a few different factions, trying to, for a better term of it, spread the load and head towards their lovely figure, which they like to have going, which is, you know, that everyone is at a particular winning margin, which is super, super hard to actually, I would say, get to, because, you know, having it's a good idea to have everyone at 50% win rate. I'm definitely not going to say that I don't think that that's a good idea, because it is much nicer when you turn up to a game, even when you're playing competitively, and you know that you are a chance, even if it is an outside chance, of being able to go along and win that game. You know, it just then comes down to, for instance, that player you're challenging in that tournament as being better than you, because they are. And that's what will happen. You will find that, you know, you are playing against people who have spent more time playing the game, for instance, or have more time up their sleeve to play the game, to get better, to practice. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it is the way it is. But the fact that there is a 50 chance of you walking away with a big fat win versus not, is a much better place for the game to be in, competitive wise. You definitely want to be able to feel that sense of fairness. Okay, you know, I'm not going to suck. This is going to be easier or harder, or it's going to be a little more fun. You know, it's not going to be unenjoyable, because I am a chance to take this game away, and that's what it all comes down to in terms of ability within the game, ability outside of the game, and just all round fun. The more fun the game is for someone, the more likelihood that even if they go and play it at a competitive game, it's going to be enjoyable. They're not going to hate it. It's not going to upset them. They're going to have a bit of fun, and that's really what we want to happen. I'm just making sure you've got lieutenants, sergeants. What we want to happen, and actually talking about while I'm doing all this, I did recently, while I've been posting videos, have a young, don't even know, just have one of my subscribers, one of you lot, one of the Red Blur gamers out there, post on a question. Wow, taking out the camera, that's the job. Around the colour choice made for the units. And I guess, just so you know, to go over it, to clarify, the intent was to make them look like stormtroopers, Imperial stormtroopers, and therefore that's why they are basically white with a little bit of black. But a point was raised in terms of giving extra colour / just breaking up that monotonous single tone, in terms of with the commanders, and actually it made me think about how exactly I was painting those particular pieces, as well as, like, even though broadsides are in a 3-man squadron, which is how they are now. They used to be able to go up to 6, I'm pretty sure. Crisis suits as well. You get to build, which you can see here. I have the legs that are a different style. You get to make a sergeant, basically the same as if you were with a 5-man squad of intercessors. There is a sergeant. So I am, from now on, and I will go back and actually find the sergeants in my list, or my pieces, and I'm going to just give them a slight glow up, I'm going to call it, where there is a slight change on their armour, just to identify that they are the leader of said unit. Just something different. It was a very valid point. I hadn't really thought about it. Well, actually I had, but I've been so hell-bent on just making sure that the army is tabletop ready that I hadn't been thinking about all of the other possibilities. And that's why recently I have really been hooking into adding on the basing, because when I get to, well, my first tournament for the year, unless miracles happen and I manage to make it anywhere else, which I don't think there is anything between now and September, is Bendigo Open. Tickets are out. I couldn't tell you how many have sold. I definitely have my ticket, and we'll be venturing off to that tournament. But the aim of the game for me is, considering that over here in Australia we're hitting into winter, so we've finally had the first rain of winter yesterday, and boy oh boy did we need it. It was a goddamn lot of rain. It's still raining right now, which in a way is good. As I said, we need the rain. The farmers in Australia need the rain. Everyone needs the rain. It's just been a bit of a shit show, to be honest. It's not been good for a lot of people. Definitely hasn't been good for a lot of people. And that's, unfortunate, and that's just the way sometimes it goes around here in this country, is that we do get a bit of a rough rough run. Farmers do get slightly stooged by the weather, and can contest to that, as due to growing up on property, on land, that it was always a worry as to whether or not we were going to have enough water throughout summer to get us through to the next winter, and hoping to God that it rained. And if we got lucky, we got a nice big drenching, I will call it, in and around the time of spring, enough to sometimes push us through that little precipice area, get us over the edge, and hopefully get us through summer. Sometimes it happened, sometimes it didn't. If it did, it was amazing. If it didn't, well, you got on with life and you continued on. Oh, shit. But yeah, anyway, as we were going through, we are just, again, quickly building some of these body parts for, as we're managing to clean them up and make them look nice and smooth. Scratch that off there. Find the actual skull. There it is, the noggin of said crisis suit. Give that a clip off. Give this a clip off. Back up. Run a couple of bits and pieces away from there. Boom, boom, boom. A little bit of glue. Bingo, bango, bongo. Whack it on. There we go. Head completed as well. So let's continue on with these bits and pieces, because once they're together and joined up, it makes life a hell of a lot more simpler. And then, as I said, because we've got the heater on the house, because it's quite cool. I do anyway. Quite cool outside, especially with that rain. Let's have a look. What are we looking at? Lovely, correct leg with correct piece, which is great, because when they're in the right spot, they don't look so duppy. And we'll clean up this leg, and then we'll be able to start trying to connect the leg to the body, and we'll need to get some blue tack out again, and we will blue tack old mate China here to the rest of his lovely. So it goes with that. Quickly clean up these toes, and we will be at the end of a video, and when we come back with the next video, which should be in a little while, probably 5-10 minutes, we'll be on to the next one, which you guys won't see because I get spread out over the week. The plan is right now I'm going to hopefully get today and hopefully tomorrow morning, approximately like 5, if not more, videos filmed and sorted out so that I can get to the point where we are moving rapidly through the army, because really I don't have much else in terms of what's a lie, models to paint, finish. I'm going to build another broadside as a backup to another option for the models that I do have, because I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm taking in terms of being able to deal with a lot of enemy stuff, and so having the 3 broadside units being all separate may really work wonders. It may fall flat on its face because it's just not going to work, and so that will be a test piece. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to get away for a test game. Soon enough I start my certificate for mental health, which is going to be great fun. I'm going to thoroughly enjoy that. Bit of extra study. It'll go along with what I'm currently doing in my traineeship. But yeah, as for now, I'm just going to quickly glue this off camera and then it'll be done. But another crisis suit done. We'll look at the next one and get into the next lot. But as per normal, if you like what I do, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Give me some understanding as to what's going on, what you have to think, things you want to say. But yeah, thanks very much, and see you in the next one. Bye, guys.